Hello, everyone. Welcome back. My name is Nico Meyering. I use he, him pronouns. I'm a white man with large, dark glasses, shaggy blonde hair, and a dark floral print t-shirt seated in front of a purple background. Happy Disability Pride Month. This is the third in a series of videos where I talk to my disabled friends and we hear about what Disability Pride Month means to them. I'm honored to be joined by my friend, my brother, and my podcast co-host, Steve. Steve, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. I am proud to be with my brother from another mother. I use he, him pronouns. If you are visibly disabled, I am a black-skinned man, African-American. I'm wearing a blue t-shirt. I also have a lapel mic. I'm in my studio right now, which is full of geekiness, as it should be. And I do also have glasses. I'm pretty much about the same frame as Nico Meyering. And I am not only a Black gay man, but I also, as far as my disability, I deal with bipolar 1, major depression, and anxiety. And that's the reason why I am so honored to celebrate Disability Pride Month, although sometimes I've slipped up and said Diversity Pride Month for some reason, but that's neither here nor there. I'm so happy to be here with Nico, and I am thankful, Nico, that you have put me on.
Of course. Steve, what does disability pride mean to you?
It's just like any pride. There is a difference between prideful and pride. Mm-hmm. Having pride means you have a sense of confidence in yourself. You understand that, you feel as if the world is against you, but you are pushing out the fact that you understand you, and hopefully you have other people's outside of there, but having the pride within yourself is really the point. Being prideful, of course, in the Judeo-Christian religion, that's the sin, but this is not what we talk about. I was happy to celebrate Gay Pride last month, and I'm happy to celebrate, which I didn't even know about, Disability Pride this month. So now from here on out, I literally have 2 months personally where I can celebrate the pride in myself and who I am as a human being, because a lot of people want to throw dirt on us, and I'm not about that anymore.
Nor should you ever have had to be. The weight of the world is heavy to carry, my friends, and you can put that weight down. It was never yours to bear in the first place. Steve, I love what you said about needing to feel self-confident and needing to be self-assured, exactly because there exists so few external supports and external sources telling us as disabled people that we're worthy and we're worth it. Life is like any major work, if you work it, you're worth it. And if you're worth it, you work it.
Yeah. And it goes into ideology of pull yourself up in the bootstraps. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, that silent generation mentality gone. It wasn't even a good mentality back then. But the more that we our further generations, the millennial generation, which you and I are a part of, and the Gen Z generation, which my nephew is a part of, we have to realize that basically we can't hold on to other people's ideals, whether it be from our own generation or from the older generation. And or at least in my experience, I've been able to teach little by little with my own parents, who are a part of the baby boomers generation. And it's like certain things, like my dad would say Oriental all the time, even in the 2000s, like, stop saying that. just stop. And then I had to explain to them. But if you explain in a calm manner, demeanor, it's up to them on whether or not they're going to accept it.
That's
And
true.
it's up to us, to find whether or not we're going to accept ourselves. So
Thank you, Steve. That was very insightful. What is one thing that you want non-disabled people to know about disability life?
you wake up every day, you go to sleep every day, knowing that you have something specifically what the world says is wrong with you. And one of the things that you and I, Nico, recently in our very first, not very first, but in our special for Ask Me, was one of the things I said is that you make it your strength. And you can find strength that it can be the simplest things, it can be the largest things. I did large things just recently in the last 2 or 3 days. But I did it in a sense of knowing that I can handle it, that it would be, that it wouldn't hinder me. And we do that every single day. So what I'm saying to those who are completely physically disabled, to those who are mentally and physically disabled, to those who are only mentally, like myself, disabled, with the exception of also me being HIV positive, it does take a toll. And there are days, just like anyone who is ableist, who sits there and they have their bad days. No one gives two you know what's about that. But when it comes to us and we try to express it, then they want to care, and then, but not care in the right way. Here's my thing. Don't listen to them. Listen to your body, listen to your mind, listen to your heart, and let it process. But don't fall down. Don't fall down. Because if you fall down, then you're doing exactly what they want.
This reminds me of a time I was trying to describe to my mom what it was like to live with my own disability. And I was like, I don't know, 10 or 11 at the time. I didn't really have the words necessary, but I think I described it as like a voice in the back of your head constantly going over like your diagnosis and your medical needs. So it's always like hypervigilance. And you can never be like 100% present because you always have to worry about what's going to happen in the future. Do you have enough of whatever you need, medical equipment, prescription medication, whatever you need to keep your disabilities under control? I think that all disabled people by necessity become really good at planning things out and really good at planning projects and managing complex care.
You know what, the fact that you brought that up, it really tells to something that I didn't even realize that was a part of my disability, because I have always, like, I plan. Okay, this is not working. Okay, I got to cut this off. And like, just recently I was supposed to go to up to Gaithersburg, Maryland, and I was going to stay there for almost 2 weeks. And then I had to cut that off because I got the car, and then I had to, because of the car and the insurance and all that stuff. Excuse me. The point that I'm making is that yes, we do that a lot because we have to, because no one else is doing it for us.
That's true.
Sorry,
I was looking down because one of my next interviews had to reschedule, but.
Oh, no, that's okay. I mean, I'm sad that she had to reschedule, but I mean.
Yeah, disability life teaches us to be flexible as well.
And that's another point, being flexible.
This actually brings me to my third question. What are some lessons that being disabled has taught you, Steve?
Well, number one, being flexible, but I've been flexible in several places. I'm going to keep it G right now. But anyway, But seriously, uh, it's not only taught me that, it's taught me to, think on my feet.
Okay.
Um, when something comes along, I've had a tendency, me personally in my life, being a disabled man, to just kind of like, where do I go from here?
Right.
Or okay, I'm stuck in DC. How am I getting home? I barely have any money in my pocket. How do I get home? Or, I've always had those thoughts, and I've always made it.
Hmm.
The resilience of us as a people, once we find it, mind you,
Mhm.
we always go to that dark place where we don't find it immediately and we need guidance. But
Yeah.
that's why people like you and I are here, and several people outside of us are here to help those younger people or even the older people who are still struggling, to guide them. So that's one of the things that I've learned from not just truly accepting my disability, but truly accepting everything about me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Steve, thank you so much. This brings us to my last question. And also, I recognize that I have 15 minutes until my next interview. But what are some things that you had to unlearn as a result of your disabled experience? So maybe you had a certain belief system or a way of thinking beforehand that you no longer subscribe to or had to adjust.
Christianity.
Okay.
And it's no offense to anyone, like, God bless y'all. If anyone out there is organized in organized religion, I don't care what the faith is. I love learning about those different uh, religions or faiths out there. But the one that has always truly damaged, or at least in the United States, is Christianity. I was born a Southern Baptist, but by force. Like, I was a kid, my parents were Southern Baptists. They didn't give me a choice. It was just, we went to church every Sunday. I had to get into usher. I had to become an usher. Then I had to go into choir because I didn't like being an usher. And it's like, it's all you're doing is forcing me to do things I don't want to do. And that's what's happening, but you do it anyway. So that's one thing
Mm-hmm.
that I had to let go. The other thing is my self-doubt.
Okay.
And that's not an easy thing to do because I still have it. I will admit that. But the older I get, yes, girlfriends and boyfriends, this wonderful face, it's actually 39 years old. Yeah, I'm 39. You might have thought I was a little bit younger, maybe late 20s, early 30s. No, I'm 40 in about 4 months.
The old world explorer Ponce de Leon went searching for the fountain of youth, but only Steve Williams has found it.
Thank you, because I know exactly where that came from, but thank you as well. And to add to that, Black don't crack. So that's the fountain. That's the fountain of youth.
I have
All
heard
right,
the
that's
same.
a real fountain of youth. Black don't crack. Okay, so to add to finish off, because I know you have limited time. To finish off is that we have to find ourselves, that purpose in ourselves, and it's not going to come from this person or that person. Those are additives. Those are people that are attracted to you. You have to remember, people will be attracted to you because of who you are. Doesn't matter about your disability. It matters about how you treat your disability, how you treat yourself. And if you allow anyone else to treat you differently than you should be treated, other people will see that, and that will negate the life that you need to have in your life. So that being said,
Steve, thank you so much for joining me for this project that came to mind. Is there anything else you want to say? Where can people find you on the internet?
Hmm. Of course, you can find Nico and I at Ask Me
That's right.
Podcast One
On Twitter.
on Twitter. You can find me personally at In the Dark P, capital P, on Twitter as well. You can also find me on YouTube. YouTube usually links us for our videos, but you can also find me on Facebook, excuse me, for at Steve, not at Steve Williams, but Steve Williams dash In the Dark Productions, and spelled all the way through In the Dark Productions, all one word. And that's where you can find us and find me. And then also, I have a book out already that is still has been published for several years. The third edition, the great edition, is in my mind what I say is out. The second book to the series is coming out hopefully before the end of fall.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's an exciting update. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. And I have a Mitsubishi. I believe I said it correctly. So I'm happy about that one as well.
That is wonderful. Steve, thank you for joining me. Take care now.
You as well. Thank you.